The Suburbs Rugby Club had been steadily growing right throughout its history, in line with the growth of the game in Auckland. When it fielded a senior team for the first time in 1923, 5 years after it started, it was already equal biggest club, one of 4 clubs to field 5 teams in the Auckland rugby competitions. The club was frequently one of the biggest clubs in terms of number of teams fielded from then on. They were equal largest club in 1941, in 1945, and in 1947. In 1948, they were the largest club in Auckland on their own for the first time, and the first to have 15 teams. They then had the most teams in 1951 and in 52, and with 19 teams in 1953, Suburbs had equal most teams with Takapuna, who then took over as Auckland's largest club for the next 7 years, with Suburbs often being the next largest. Then in 1962, Suburbs and Eastern Suburbs had equal most teams with 25 each. In the 1950s, Waitemata was a moderately sized club with 9 or 10 teams throughout. However, there was a natural boost in popularity at the club after winning the Gallagher Shield in 1958 and then again in 1962. By 1963, Waitemata then took over as the biggest club in town for the next 6 years. In 1966, while Waitemata became the first club to reach 30 teams, Suburbs in the meantime had started to think creatively in the way they were managing the surging numbers in their junior section, and they formed their first satellite club in Green Bay. In 1967, Suburbs then started a second satellite in Kelston, and their overall number of teams increased to the equal highest they'd ever been. And then in 1968, which was Suburbs' Jubilee year, Suburbs started a third satellite club in Kaurilands, and their overall numbers surged to a club-high 37 teams, and it was written that Suburbs was the largest around. However, Waitemata actually had 38 teams and still held that position. Suburbs, however, ended the decade as the largest club in Auckland with 37 teams, 6 ahead of the rest. The club had steadily grown over the years, as had so many clubs, but at the tail end of the 1960s the growth had been enormous, with club captain Jerry Adams leading the charge to help set up those satellite clubs. It put Suburbs in an extremely strong position for success, and everyone hoped that the greater number of junior players being nurtured into the game would result in senior rugby success on the field in the future.